So now that you've gone through, you've achieved this far, you've settled down, you marry?
Yes, I'm married to a very beautiful lady.
It's Ghanaian or Liberian?
It's a Liberian. Yeah, my wife is called Mrs. Nije Freddie Boo
Okay.
Hughes. Yeah, we also met ahead when she was also teaching there.
Okay.
And she has also been able to achieve a lot. She has several degrees to her credit. The last one was a master's in business administration. But she works on her own. She moved into fashion design, so she works on her own. We have 4 lovely children. We have 2 boys and 2 girls. But our homes have been full of more people. We try to take people into our homes, and I mean, we have several children, so to speak,
Okay.
besides our own, children. And we have mentored so many other Liberians here in Ghana. So it's been a good time, trying to ensure that our, children also come up with good moral upbringing, ensure that they are able to get, themselves into the educational system and come up with excellence. So my son is currently writing his senior high school exams in Pope John's, and he wants to move into computer engineering. My daughter is a first year, the second daughter is a first year student in the secondary school and wants to also move into the humanities. So it's been a good thing. We live a quiet life, and I mean,
I just want to know the relationship between you and some of the other lecturers here. I mean,
oh, the relationship is cordial. I come and do my work, and I've served as a mentor to most of the lecturers here, because most of them look up to me, being one of the longest serving lecturer in the department. Uh, and I also am involved in a lot of research projects. As I said earlier, we are trying to understand the quality of air we breathe. We also work to find out the issue of noise pollution in the country. We also are working with number of collaborators. I have collaborators in Columbia University, University of Massachusetts, Imperial College, and all of these collaborators, we are involved in issues of environmental studies, air pollution studies. I also serve as a consultant with the Ghana EPA, because the EPA is the one responsible for ensuring that the quality of air in the country is good. I have a lab that employs close to 12 research assistants, and we're involved in so many projects, monitoring pollution in schools, following pregnant women from the time they get pregnant to the time they give birth, and also their infants, to look at respiratory diseases that they experience. And I'm also involved in the issue of conversion of waste to energy. So we look at the various municipal waste and solid waste that we have and see how we can convert it to energy. As I told you, I work also as a consultant with the Liberia EPA. And with the EPA, I was involved in a project called Technology Need Assessment. I serve as the consultant in the energy sector on climate mitigation. We've produced 3 reports which have been submitted to the to the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework for Climate Change Convention, on behalf of the Liberian EPA. And we are now trying to see how we can work with the EPA to be able to get funding to carry on these different technologies that we have prioritized. in my work with the technology need assessment with the Liberia EPA, we prioritize our solar home system that is for homes, and then solar grid system for communities, and then low, small hydro projects. So the intent is that uh, there's a lot of emissions coming from using fossil fuel in Liberia.
Okay.
And the energy sector is the highest area that we have these emissions because, as you are aware, our primary source of fuel is biomass, that is wood, firewood. Yeah.
Charcoal.
And so what we want to do is to move away from that by looking at using clean source of energy. And so in the work we did, now the Liberian government can take those technology need assessment report, go to the UN and then tell them that these are priorities that we need. And then they can also be able to extend, electricity to areas that have not been covered by the grid. So we are trying to work along with the EPA to now come up with very actionable proposals to be able to carry on some of these projects in the country. So even whilst I'm in Ghana, I'm still a resource for Liberia, and I've also been invited there by the Minister of Education along with a colleague, Dr. Pajibo, where we're able to work with them in trying to, bring in educational reform in the country. So
somebody would say, with all of these experiences, with all of your involvement, have you any plan to return to Liberia?
yes, I mean, home is home. I have plans to return, and I try as much as possible to visit back home as often as I can. In the past, I've also assisted to get a number of Liberian students, admitted here, a role to play there. At the EPA, I'm engaging with them also to see how we can start some research projects in the country. I've had talks with some collaborators who are interested in starting research in air pollution studies in the country. And so I will be going back to Liberia sometimes next month to be able to see how we can further some of these efforts. Because I think that, the air we breathe is very important.
Okay.
Most of the diseases that we encounter, especially asthma, bronchitis, cancer, all as a result of the air we breathe. And you agree with me in that, the air quality in Liberia, especially Monrovia, is nothing to write home about because most people are using still generators, and these generators are not burning the fuel completely. And these are the same air we breathe. Indoor pollution is also very high because I see a number of Liberians also move here for Medicare. And most of the issues that they come with are respiratory diseases and sometimes cancer and, bronchitis. And so I think that if we are able to clean up the air in the city, I think that will also be able to lessen the burden, on the economy, because there's a lot people who should be healthy and working. When they fall ill, the country lose a lot of money. And then there are a lot of people also seeking Medicare, and that, if you quantify it in terms of the burden of disease, as we call it in epidemiology, it's a lot of money that goes to, keep people, healthy.
So I actually look forward to seeing you in Liberia and contributing like you already started. But there are a lot of things that happen. A lot of folks think that life is so difficult for them. You have gone through the ranks and files, moving from being a refugee up to being a lecturer as one of the senior lecturer here at the University of Ghana. And what is your own message to young people who are out there that think that life is so difficult?
Well, I will want to challenge the young folks out there that to get to a successful height, it is not something easy. It takes a lot of work. And so there's nothing you can achieve without, putting your hands, getting your hands dirty and muddy up. So I advise young people to pursue education. There's nothing like education. Education opens doors and opportunities for you. I would not have been in this position if I had not pursued education. There are thousands and one Ghanaians in this country who, also have degrees, but because of my performance and I was seen to be someone who could assist, and I was invited to be a member of this staff of this university. I mean, we all go through difficult times in life, but tough time will never last. Those times are there to, help us to become hardy. And the other thing I will also urge everyone is to have faith in God. Because had I not had faith in God, there were many times I tried to give up. Many times I thought that I would just throw in the towel. But when I go on my knees and pray, and then I know that God hears my prayer, and He does miracles for me. He opened doors and opportunities for me. I would never have dreamed of going to Harvard University, one of the most expensive universities in the US, in the world. But I mean, through hard work, I got to go to Harvard to do part of my PhD degree, work with world-class scientists. And these relationships that I've built have been some of the relationships that continue to keep me in research. I never dreamt of that. I mean, from where I came from, I mean, when I got to Harvard, I had to pinch myself to find out whether it was me. And I think that other Liberians can also get there. I have seen other Liberians, making that effort. And I continue to, reach out to Liberians. There are a number of opportunities also here for Liberians who want to pursue higher education. I mean, going to America or Europe is good. But then we also have some of the best universities in Africa. So I will urge Liberians who desire to pursue further education to start looking at these neighboring countries and coming in to pursue their education. Fortunately, at the University of Ghana, they have different structure of fees. So they have fees for those who are ECOWAS citizens, and then those who are out of ECOWAS and those who are out of the rest of the world. And I think that is something that we encourage. A few have also, I've mentored them. We have one now who have earned a successful scholarship, and he's pursuing his PhD. Yeah, Kalilu, I don't know whether you met him. He's on campus. We've also had some others who have come to do economics. There's a program called Economic Policy Management. A number of Liberians have come here. There are fellowships also that they can apply for. And if they are successful, they get to come to school with the tuition free. Entomology, the study of insects in agriculture, is another area that looks out for people in Liberia. We had one of our Liberian who became Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Thomas Boki.
Yeah.
Yes, Thomas came here on a scholarship. So there are opportunities. I think they should pursue these opportunities and be able to, move forward. Liberia needs us. We need people who are trained, and I think that the youth in Liberia should, focus on training, and especially in the area of science. We don't have many Liberians who move into science. I think science is the bedrock of development. Science, engineering, and technology is what our country needs to move forward. And so I will urge all the young people out there that, look, times will be difficult, but with God on your side, you can make it. If I could make it, I think that you can also make it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hughes, for giving us your time to, your busy schedule to have this interview with you. It's great to sit down with you, always I learned a lot from you, following your steps at the University of Ghana and working with the Liberian people is a very great opportunity for me to be here. Well, folks, it's been a great time having Dr. Hughes here at the University of Ghana, a Liberian who has gone through a lot, but still a very successful one. Keep watching, we'll bring you another exciting story about Liberia and Liberia. That's why I always say we are telling the untold stories of Liberia. My name is Manuel Kotu. Bye-bye.